Hey everybody, it's Casey here on the Wall to Wall Country Show. Another great Wednesday, getting into May, crossing our fingers, better weather and good weather continuing. We've had a little bit of a rough spring here, but with the spring and the summer, we get a lot of great new music out there and stuff. And as always, we're excited to have on board another great artist. Now, I know you're going to recognize some of her music. She's been getting some exposure through Sirius Radio, a tune that I'm sure all of you already heard of. We're going to talk about that song, but we're also going to talk about some new stuff she has out. This gal is a local gal. Yay for New Jersey. I've had multiple artists hailing from the Garden State and looking forward to chatting more with her. Going to try to twist her arm to actually come into the studio one of these days, but in the meantime, please make welcome to the show, Miss Jo Smith. Hey, Jo, how you doing?
I'm doing good. And it's pretty funny. My people are probably hearing me talking like, she's not from New Jersey. And they're actually right. I'm an honorary New Jerseyan.
Oh.
I'm actually from Georgia originally, but I love New Jersey because two reasons. First, my musical hero, Bruce Springsteen, is from New Jersey. And secondly, I'm dating a guy from New Jersey. So I spend a lot of time there, and I'm playing a lot of shows in Asbury Park.
Awesome. Okay, well, I have been corrected. So I still want to give give you a little Jersey kudos though, because I do know that you.
I'll take it.
I do know.
I'll take it. I just knew the accent would not deceive people.
Yeah. Well, and the thing is, you play a lot there, you play a lot here in Pennsylvania. So, people want to embrace you for here, knowing that, and I know you play some down in Florida and you are playing more and more and getting out and about just that much more. But that's what caught my eye when I noticed that you were hanging around a lot in New Jersey and doing some stuff down in Asbury Park and all that. And I'm like, maybe she could swing over this way a little bit. So, all right. Well, it doesn't matter where you hail from. Actually, in a way, it's just a matter of what you're doing with your career. And I know you're a busy girl. You got a lot going on, got a lot of irons in the fire, but you're still managing to get out there and produce some great music. Before we actually get there, can you give us just a little bit more background about you now that we've established you're from the South and actually not Northeast here?
Absolutely.
Why don't you?
So.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'll just jump right in. I grew up in southwest Georgia, close to Arlington, Georgia. Kind of funny. I grew up on a farm. I'm the seventh generation to have done so on this particular farm in Georgia. It's the craziest thing. We still have the deed from the Native Americans that lived there before us.
Wow.
Yeah, it's kind of wild. And it's so far out in the country. I live near a town of 1,500 people, and my dad loves to tell his favorite dad joke, which is, we live so far out in the country, our zip code is in fractions. So that's where I'm from. Not a lot happening out there other than farm work. So I fell in love with music and moved to Nashville when I was 19 and started the Nashville grind and have been doing that ever since. And I've lived there 15 years now, which is kind of crazy. So that's my story.
Oh.
Quick and concise, but it's kind of the classic story of girl grows up in the country and moves to the big city to chase her dreams.
There you go. And you're doing a really good job. You've got a lot of exposure with some big guns already when you came out with Old School Groove, CMT Next Women of Country, first female highway find on Sirius Radio back there with that song. And now it's a song that everybody hears all over the place. I love it. It's a great little tune. You got a great video going on for it. Where did that come from? Is that like the first big break for you, or had you had some success with some earlier stuff?
Yeah, so I went by my full name, Joanna Smith, for a while, and I was signed to RCA several years ago and had a great little run there, and that was my dream label, because all of my heroes in music were signed to RCA. Elvis, the Judge, Dolly Parton, KT Osborne. And so being signed there was just such a dream come true. And we put out several singles, and it was definitely more mainstream country, right down the middle, kind of. And that definitely made sense for me. I grew up on a farm, and whatnot. But, you know, you grow up and you evolve as an artist, and that's exactly what I did. And as I got more independent and more confident about myself as an artist without any sort of outside influence, I realized that, you know, growing up in South Georgia, the high school that I went to was 70% African American, and I loved the music that they listened to, rap, hip hop, and it's so funny. Like where I come from, it was not unusual to see, you know, a guy driving around in a truck listening to Country Boy Can't Survive, followed by Nelly. And that was my musical influence, along with my dad's record collection, which I loved Motown and soul and like yacht rock from the 70s. And so all that, I was sort of, you know, after my time at RCA, I was able to sort of sit and let all that percolate and come up with music that was definitely more of a true indication of who I am as an artist, because it didn't leave those elements out. And then I found, you know, a producer and a creative home that allowed me to sort of explore that. And I was able to make this EP, which I'm super proud of, and it's so much fun. And it's been fun to see people react to it, because people never get tired of Motown. You never, ever turn the radio off when you hear it in your mountain high enough. And this music definitely has those elements. And old school groove not only speaks to that musical era specifically, but it sonically has that as well. So I think it's such a good first offering from the EP and representation of what I love. So
I think it's a nice way to kind of rebirth yourself a little bit. I mean, your EP itself is introducing Joe Smith as if you're brand new, even though, you know, you said you did have some success, you know, a little while back, but it's nice to like kind of get that fresh thing. And now I would think you're finding a whole brand new audience recognizing you and falling in love with your music and your style and your version of the sound that you like to produce out there.
Yeah, it's been really fun to be able to grab people that like that kind of music and definitely kind of widen my audience. And, you know, I was a little afraid when I changed the sound so dramatically. I was like, well, I'll probably lose the people that I had at the start. But again, the Motown sound, and who doesn't love that? So I haven't felt like I've lost anyone.
Yeah.
So it's been great to just add to my friends and my fans, and it's been fun to watch, and everybody's reacted really well, and it's been fun. We've been doing a lot of Facebook Lives from my acoustic shows, and it's always a good thing to see everybody engaged and whatnot.
I liked it too. You know, I mean, and I listened to some of the other tracks on the EP, and I have to say, one of them struck me interesting a little bit when I first started listening to it, and I couldn't get it out of my head while I listened to the song. The Poster Child, your song Poster Child. When at least it got going, I mean, it has a cute upbeat version, and it's a cute upbeat little tune in that. But I have to say, and please take this in the right way, it struck me as a Miranda Lambert song. It's like, wow, this has got that sound, that Miranda Lambert sound, for me anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, well, it's funny you say that. That song was initially that song was the first one that I wrote where I felt like I'd combined, a lot of I was attempting to really incorporate the Motown thing into my sound, but when you try to pull from an old influence, sometimes the music sounds dated. So I was writing a lot of songs that I felt like, I love songs, and they're so purely soul or Motown, but they're not commercial right now. They're not, people aren't gonna, it didn't have the fresh quality that I really, really wanted. When I got in the room with Josh Osborne and Jesse Frazier, and we wrote Poster Child, and that was the first song, I was like, that's it. That's the thing. And it's funny, we had Shane McAnally come on board and work on the production of it, and he was very adamant. He was like, we really need these rock guitars out front in the mix. And that is, I know that's what you're hearing when you think Miranda Lambert, because it gives it an edge. He was like, you have this very soft accent, and you this and that, and you need this edge to walk it up just a little bit. So I'm sure that's what you're hearing. But it's funny, the original demo, I'm pretty partial to it. The original demo of that song has this swanky swing. It's very subtle, but it is very supreme.
Mm-hmm.
And so I want to put that original demo out there too. I love hearing different versions of songs, and that one is definitely there's a subtle. If something can be like a jumbo shrimp, there's a subtle but dramatic difference in the demo and the record. So, but I'm nerding out a bit. So, so I love all the subtleties of sound and how it can totally change a mood. And anyway, I'll stop.
No, that's fine. I mean, I liked it. I really did. And now you're saying that you penned Poster Child. Now let me ask you this: did you pen all of them on the EP, including Old School Groove? Are all of these your works?
Yes, they are. All of those songs, I'm reviewing in my head the 4 songs on the EP. All of those songs were written by some combination, written and produced by some combination of me, Jesse Frazier, Josh Osborne, and Shane, with the exception of Old School Groove, which I wrote with another couple guys named Bobby Huff and Ben Burgess. But yeah, I called Josh, Shane, and Jesse my sound squad. We did a little writer's retreat before making this EP, and we wrote Dance Dirty and Queen of Fools on that retreat. And Jesse was truly the first person to manifest this abstract idea that I had about the sound that I wanted that combined country music and Motown into this fresh thing. And he's just a genius. He works on Thomas Rhett and I think Lauren Elena, and he's just so great. Yeah, I call them my sound squad.
Nice. You know, out of all the songs, we're gonna feature a couple of them, and I'd like to play Poster Child. But can you give us, before we get there, can you give us just a little bit of background about where the song came from? What was the inspiration for the song?
Poster Child or Old School Groove?
Poster Child.
Poster Child. Well, it's funny. We walked into the room, Josh, Jesse, and I. And I'd had the title Poster Child written down for a really long time. And I love that title. I wasn't sure how to write it, but I was like, it's such a colorful title and I've never heard it before, and it's got this sort of sass to it. So I wanted to write that title, and I had it in my back pocket. And Josh came in with a title, I Never Listened to Me. And he had a melody, and Josh is just, he's the king. He is the melodic king. Everybody in town knows it. And then Jesse had a track. And so we're all throwing this stuff in the middle of the floor, so to speak, and we're trying to figure out what to do with all these disparate pieces that seemingly do fit together. And so there you go. That's kind of how it all happened. And it's funny, a lot of people, this is probably kind of a rule of thumb with songwriting, or commercial songwriting anyway. You want to get your hook out there, you want to put it in bright light so people know what it is. And this song, can critically be said to not do that, because some people are like, I want to hear that song about, I Never Listened to Me, or this or that, and we were just trying to get all the pieces that we wanted in there. And Poster Child, we never say that until the very end of the post-chorus, but anyway, I'm nerding out again, but that's how it happened.
All right. I like it. I like it a lot. So if you can hang in there for just a few more minutes, Joe, what I want to do is we got to take a quick break, and I want to come back and talk about a little bit more about your music and connectivity and you getting out and playing and things like that. Can you hang on for just a few more minutes?
Absolutely.
All right. We've got Joe Smith on the phone here at Penn's Peak Radio on the Wall to Wall Country Show. And when we come back from our break, we're going to take a track off her Introducing Joe Smith 4-song EP. And this is out now? Is the entire EP out?
It is. It's on iTunes and Spotify, so go get it.
Okay, so you can get your hands on this music. We're going to play one of the tracks off of here called Poster Child. And I want people to let me know if they are catching that Lambert vibe like I did. It's a cute little upbeat tune. We're going to be featuring that in just a minute right after the break. More with Joe Smith, named Rolling Stone's One to Watch. More with her coming up in just a minute right here on PPR. And back there you heard Joe Smith's tune off of her Introducing Joe Smith EP that you can get on all the electronic platforms, a little song called Poster Child. And it's just got that cute, upbeat, kind of thing. You're listening to the words, comparing yourself to a poster child of heartbreak, I guess.
Yeah, definitely. Just, I'm the poster child, the one that never listens to good advice.
Yeah. Well, you must be listening to some good advice somewhere along the line, Joe, because you've got some other great music out there, and we're going to feature a couple more tunes by the end of the show here. Another one of the songs that seems to be getting some good airplay, and people are starting to recognize it off the EP, is called Queen of Fools. You want to give us a little background about that song?
Yeah, absolutely. Queen of Fools, this is funny. The genesis of this song is very similar to Poster Child. This one was written on the writer's retreat that I went on with Jesse, Josh, and Shane. And I had this title, King of Cool, Queen of Fools. Mm-hmm. And that's all that we kind of had going into it. And we just sat down, and Shane, he's just a wordsmith, and he started out with, I can't taste the bitter of the sweet. When the honey's on my lips, I forget about the bees. And I'm just like, oh, it's so good. And so it's funny, the theme is similar to Poster Child. And so, yeah, we're just sitting in this living room with his mom's cabin out in Castalian Springs, which equates with the boonies of Tennessee. And we're out there sitting in the living room, and Jesse's got his little, rig, and we just start writing Queen of Fools, and that's how that one happened. It's pretty straightforward and pretty simple and uber catchy, in my personal opinion.
Yeah.
The Sound Squad was on fire.
Yeah.
But we wrote that one, and that was so fun because I feel like it's one of those songs where obviously it's, the content is mature, but it's one of those songs that's so sing-alongable and has so many little melodic hooks. It's been fun because when we put the EP out originally, a lot of my friends and family started sending me videos of their little kids singing along to that one. That's fun.
That's nice. Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Queen of Fools, what we're going to do, I think, with that one is we're gonna play that at the end of my show today. So I wanted people to get a feel for that one, so they're listening for it. This whole show gets recorded and played back on Sunday. Most of my audience knows that. So if they miss the interview on Wednesday afternoon, they can catch all of it. So I want you guys to be listening for that one. It's a cute little tune coming up at the end of the show, Queen of Fools.
Yeah.
So Joe, one more tune I want to talk about, but before we get to that, connectivity with your fans. Are you on the social medias? How can people, I know you mentioned on the electronic platforms, but is there hard copies of the EP? Can people get in touch with you about that kind of stuff?
Absolutely. And I really respect and appreciate it when people like a hard copy, because they're like me. I guess I'm from the generation that still I remember like the hard copies, and I'd love to have them. So yes, I have hard copies of the EP. I actually just compiled a little fun CD for the interim. I am working on a full-length record. I've been working on it for 15 years. I really want to put out just a full album one day, but in the meantime, I have a little CD called Demos, the original demos of a lot of the songs I want to put on the record. And anyway, all that said, yes, I have hard copies, and I sell them in my online merch store. So go to my website, go to my social media to find links to my merch store. You can just Google Joe Smith merchandise. And my social media is at Joe Smith Music for Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. And my website is www.joesmithmusic.com. So yeah, come connect with me.
Are you the person that does the responding? Do you have people who do that for you when it comes to the social media? Do you? Awesome.
I do it with explain, so sometimes it's a little slow in coming.
Awesome. Well, that's good to know when people are connecting with your music and You know, I mean, that's just one of those always topics we tend to talk about. And I love it when the artist can find time. And I know it's crazy. I know you're busy and all that, but just to try to stay connected. I mean, that's what it's there for in today's world, to have that connectivity.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep, it is.
And that's great to hear. So if your fans are reaching out, they know when you get an answer, it's coming from you directly, not some iRobot that sounds like you.
Exactly.
That's pretty cool. I wouldn't mind getting my hands on one of those CDs if you'd be so kind to send it my way. I'd love that.
Of course. I'd love to get you guys feedback coast to coast.
That would be wonderful. So one other tune. Oh, before we get into that, real quick. So I know you talked just recently now about getting a full-length album out there, getting some more tour dates. Joe, can you give us a wink, wink, nudge, nudge, though, of what your fans can be expecting from you through 2018, maybe into 2019?
Yeah. Well, I'm completely independent right now, so, you know, it's sort of one day at a time, and I'm really amping up the suspense. But right now, I'm really enjoying doing solo acoustic shows, and so I'm just finding really cool little venues, and that's been really neat, because in the past, you know, I've had other people do it for me, and there's been nothing like just getting out there, getting your hands in the dirt, so to speak, and, you know, getting to meet the people that run these venues and finding these little gems. And it's funny, I did a little run through Florida, you mentioned it earlier, and I played at this place called the Blue Jay Cafe. And I feel like people, you know, I don't know if it's the TV show Nashville or the fact that Nashville itself as a city is becoming so hip and the focus of so many people's vacation dreams. But the Bluebird Cafe in Nashville, I think, kind of was the inaugural listening room. It started that whole thing. And people outside of Nashville just aren't very aware of that, but they're coming to be aware. So I'm finding that just traveling around and finding these listening rooms to go and just play my songs, tell the stories behind the songs, just me and my guitar is working really well. And people, you know, music these days is so highly produced and it's such a party every time you listen to music, which is great and fun and such a big part of what country music is. But there's this other thing that happens in country music, which is just a melody, a lyric, and a voice and a guitar. And people really love that. And I'm really loving doing it. So I've been going around and kind of doing these one-man writer rounds at these little unknown listening rooms that are kind of like these burgeoning places that I hope make it. And it's been a blast. And I have to give a shout-out to Blue Jay Cafe in Jacksonville Beach, Florida, and then there's one called the Roasting Room in Bluffton, South Carolina. And then, of course, I mentioned Asbury Park. They're so into original music, and I'll actually be up there on May the 16th to play my first. I've organized with some of the local talent and local songwriters there this writers round. It's going to be called Let's Get Folked Up.
I like it.
It's going to be 5 of us on a stage doing the Nashville Writer Round thing at Watermark in Asbury Park. So drive on over to that. That's going to be fun.
Wow. Well, you know, I'm going to give you a little tidbit. There is a great little place that's right in Jim Thorpe here. It's a theater that's been around for more than 135 years. It's called the Mock Chunk Opera House. It's beautiful inside. It's got great acoustics. They have a variety of talented people that go to these shows, and it's about 380 people sit. It's not a big venue, but it's a great, intimate, wonderful venue. And, you know, if you're ever close enough, that is a place that, you know, you might want to consider. It's an hour and a half from Philly, 2 hours from the west coast of New York City, an easy short drive from the Lehigh Valley area. And then you could come and visit me too, and it would be worth your while because you would have gotten a gig down there.
I love that. I love that idea. And it's funny. I think that I've been inside that place. I remember playing a show in Jim Thorpe, And I believe it was long ago, so I'm trying to remember, but I want to say got open for Easton Corbin. And either it was there, or I went inside to just see the inside of it. I can't remember if I actually played there or went inside, but I've seen it, and you are right. It's so cool.
Yeah, there's a cute little, it's down there. I mean, you should check it out. And I know they're always looking for, great little talents from acoustics. I've had a couple of my artists perform down there and then come up here and stuff. So it's actually kind of cool. Just a little FYI there to get you maybe a little closer. So I'd love to.
I love it. That's awesome.
Yeah, the Mock Chunk Opera House. So in Jim Thorpe, Pennsylvania. Just look up Jim Thorpe. You'll find the Opera House. But this little tour that you're doing, you're going to get your dates all on your website or on Facebook. They can track you down to find out when you're going to be in their area. So that's cool. Looking forward to a possible new album, full-length album out there from Joe Smith. Doing all kinds of fun stuff there. Last song, and then I'm going to let you go because I know you're busy. But one of the other songs that I thought would be fun to feature off the EP is Dance Party.
Dance Dirty, yeah.
Or Dance Dirty, I'm sorry. Yeah, Dance Dirty.
Dance Party to Dance Dirty. Sure.
There you go. That's what I was thinking. Tell us a little bit about Dance Dirty.
Yeah. Well, in my opinion, it's the most purely Motown of all the songs on the EP. And it might be my favorite from time to time. I just love the sexy vibe of it musically. I mean, the lyrics is obviously sexy, but musically, it's just so swanky and green and just Motown at its best. And I have to give hats off to Jesse Frazier because he had pieces of that track already in place when he played it, and we were like, oh, what can we write to this track because it's so real. And we threw out some ideas, and we finally landed on Dance Dirty, and I love it. It's just, that's all I have to say about it. It's probably my favorite on there, and yeah, find yourself a dance partner and get down.
All right, well, we're going to feature that when we do our goodbyes here, Joe, but before I cut you loose, anything else you would like to send out to our listening audience as far as letting them know what's going on, or any messages for your fans out there?
Yeah, just please stay plugged in with me. It's always wonderful to hear from you. Just know that I appreciate your support and listening to my music, and I'm doing everything I can to get a full-length record out there and come to your area. I love to hear where people are from on Facebook and Instagram and whatnot, so let me know, and I'll try to find one of those little listening rooms and come see you.
All right, that sounds good. Look for this girl on the social medias at Joe Smith Music, her website, joesmithmusic.com. Look for that EP, Introducing Joe Smith. Hard copies, you can reach out to her for one of those if you'd prefer that instead. Keep an eye on this girl because I think she's rocking her way up there. Definitely one of the next women of country, and her style is unique and fun and very spunky. A little firecracker. I do love it.
I'll take it.
We're gonna play Dance Dirty coming up in just a bit. Queen of Fools at the end of the show. Thank you so much, Joe, for your time. I appreciate it. I know you're a busy girl, but looking forward to maybe hooking up with you at some point. But good luck in everything you have going on. Good luck with getting that new album and all that new music and all that. And we're going to keep an eye on you and reach out when you ever have something new and exciting going on.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Take care, Joe.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Okay. Bye-bye.